Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video we're going to be taking a first look at Slater, who is a promo character, and he should be coming up on the promo wheel later on today. And this is what he looks like as a 5-star. I don't normally look at the 5-star characters for 6 stars, but the reason I look at it is because of his hair. It reminded me so much of Guile from Street Fighter, if anyone remembers that. I'm not sure if this character is a Walking Dead character from the comics or anything like that, but if he does look like this, I'm pretty sure there must have been some influence there. It just looks too similar. We'll look at the 6-star, however, and he loses the hair. He gets the hat and the backpack, which seems to happen a lot of the time when characters get upgraded to 6 stars. He's got 2,090 attack, 2,694 defense, and 2,174 HP. His trait is tough and his role is medic. His rush is called Calming Revival, and it is a 76 AP cost rush. It deals 500 bleed damage for 5 turns to a line of enemies. All teammates get focus for 3 turns and revive one teammate with 75% of their max HP. So the bleed is not that big, if I'm honest. It's 2,500 bleed to 2 enemies. It is better than Sheila's bleed, however, but it isn't that great in terms of the amount of damage it's going to do. It's going to take a long time to get that damage off. That's going to be either, you generally want to win raids within the first 5 to 6 turns, to be honest. You really want to win them quicker if you can. The all teammates get focused for 3 turns is awesome. That is really great. And the revive one teammate of 75% of their max HP is nice. But realistically, there's no heals in there. It's just reviving one character. That is a big revive, though. 75% of their max HP. If that's on an S-class character, that's going to be really, really nice. It reminds me a lot of Alice, if I'm honest, in terms of the focus and the revive. But would you rather boost your S-class characters with attack stat, which is what Alice does, or would you rather bleed the enemy for 500 for 5 turns? Personally, I'd rather give my attack, my team 70% attack plus, because I know that 2.5k damage over 5 turns is probably going to come out of those S-class characters in 1 or 2, and it's going to boost their rushes. Everything's going to get boosted. So I'm not 100% sold on that rush, just based on the fact that it's got damage on it. I wish it didn't have the bleed. I know we're in a bleed meta in the premier group of characters. The wider game has not got bleed meta. It's only at the people who spend, but you're just kind of sidelining a character completely by having something like that. No one's going to pull for this who could potentially get him. Only people who are going to get premieres consistently are going to pull, and they're mostly likely going to dodge this character because they've probably got better characters already, if I'm honest. Well, look at his active skill, and he has got an active revive. It has got an initial cooldown of 3 and then a cooldown of 2, so it can go off quite quickly afterwards. And it is revive one teammate with 50% of their max HP. So, we know how this works. Active revives are nice. 50% of the max HP is a pretty decent one as well. Not much to talk about here. You can't really use this character on a defense team very easily. As much as you can tank him out quite nicely because he has got good HP and defense stat. He has got 2 revives. I guess you kind of see him, have to take him out quite quickly. But a lot of people are running around with crosshairs and stuff now, so decaps are quite easily to come by. Revives are nowhere near as powerful as they once were. However, he is a command, and this is where he actually makes him pretty decent. The rest of him is just like, okay, yeah, sure, revives. The focus is really good, but the command is great. If you can make an S-class character rush a turn earlier, awesome. If you've got your Priya, your Kristas, anybody basically within the S-class era who can be commanded early, it's awesome. And someone like Wang Fa, who you basically want to command as early as possible to get that hemorrhage going, just basically because hemorrhage doesn't stop, and the earlier you get it to go, the better. Someone like Slater could be really good with him, and there's bleed in there as well on his rush. As much as there's no lacerators between the two, you can easily get a lacerator somewhere else. You can get someone like Dayu, even as a 5-star, ascendable 6-star, those characters are pretty useful within those teams. So overall, in terms of his full kit here, I think he's not too bad, but he is a 6-star. He's not going to be too usable on a defense team, even though commands are okay on defense teams as 6 stars. We have got accessibility to a command already, who is Xander, so it is a strange pick for a specialist skill to sell at the same time, especially as it's exactly the same trait as well. It's tough. So is the difference between Xander and this guy that big? Not really. If anything, Xander's adrenaline rush is quite nice because it guarantees someone else to get a rush, which would be an S-class character most of the time. So yeah, it's very questionable. He has got an attached weapon, and this is where they could have sold it, but they haven't really done that very well. 30% HP is good. The 15% defense is the upgrade slot. The last slot should have just been like an off-trait special tier 4. Like, just go all out. It's a 6-star. It's terrible basically in the S-Class era. You've got to give him a really good starter weapon, and he has not got a good starter weapon. If he would have had like stun on defense, you know, as off trait with the focus, that would have been pretty good. You know, some people might have gone, hey, he's actually got a pretty good special here. I'm going to have to work on it a little bit, maybe make it a 5-star to make it even better. But you're going to have to go for your Impair and Elusive. It's going to take time if you want to use this guy on a defense team, that is. If you want to use him on attack, I don't even think this Death Down's very good either. If you're making a character that's meant to be on an attack team, he should have a when attacking. And I think most 6-stars should have when attacking now rather than when being attacked. I'm just not really sold on the weapon. It looks nice. It looks nice. And as you can see, this is it. I think it's platinum. And it's slightly like red. But in his hands, it's the canisters are red as well. So I'm not sure what the difference is. Maybe that's it at legendary. Maybe it doesn't change once it gets legendary. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm not really sold on Slater. I think he's obviously a good character. It's just that there's Xander at the same time. If he was alert, if he was strong, it might have been better in terms of the current characters that we've got available. You could have had Lao Po, Dayu, and this guy in the same team. That would have been pretty reasonable. It would have been pretty reasonable because you're going to have to focus this guy out, and the other two are very hard to kill. He could also have non-death down on his weapon, so that means that he can't be, you know, have his defense reduced. That makes him stronger as a 6-star. I just think the trait, I think very simply the trait was the wrong one to pick here, especially like I said, we've got Xander in the League Store right now. But hey, this is Slater. Do give me your thoughts on him. He is going to be a promo character. That is the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.